Ciao, bonjour, namaste, ni hao, and ohio everybody. What is going on? It is Gale right here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel once again for another Danmachi Battle Chronicle video. And today we are going to be updating the tier list once again, and for the very first time in 2024. So of course, before we get into this video, a very happy new year once again. I already mentioned it in the previous video, but if this is the first video you're watching, a very happy new year, and I hope you guys have a fantastic 2024 ahead of you. Of course, like I said, we're going to be updating the tier list today for the very first time, and this tier list update is going to be featuring the brand new Belle and brand new Lefiya along with the scene cards that came out with them. So of course, if you guys going to enjoy this video, please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel for more Danmachi content, and let me know in the comment section down below where would you guys rank the brand new Belle and Lefiya. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say down below. Now, this tier list update is going to be very interesting, to be quite honest. I'm actually quite curious to see, well, one, where the JP players have ranked the brand new Belle and Lefiya, purely because, well, one, I heard initially they ranked them at A, but I don't know if they've changed it or not, so I'm going to be quite curious to see if they have changed it or not, because in my opinion, A is too low. I think at the minimum, both Belle and Lefiya are at least S tier units. Now, the real question is, how do you exactly judge both of these units? Now, personally, to me, I think Lefiya is a good candidate for double S. But the thing is, right, if I put Lefiya in double S, I think Haruhime should also boost it up as well at the same time. And that's because of how strong both of these two supports are in their own ways. Of course, Lefiya definitely helps water units a little bit more because she gives that 40% water damage at max skill level and max awakening. But that doesn't change the fact that awakening 1, you get a general damage increase just like Haruhime. She gives HP regen. She also gives the Realis buff. So in the future, if there are more Realis consuming units like Belle, she's going to be an insane option nonetheless. She's able to increase magic as well, and she's also giving a general heal as well. On the other side, Haruhime is no slouch either, right? You obviously have her giving a huge buff to the damage and damage reduction as well of a unit through her ultimate and her special move, that is to say. Of course, she also has a heal on her first skill. Her second skill is a somewhat damage dealing ability as well with the burn and everything. But I feel like Lefiya is definitely way more damage dealing than Haruhime. So it becomes a blend of like, Haruhime is a really good general support, and obviously you can move around, you don't have to be in the field to, you know, reap the benefits. But I feel like Lefiya is just an overall better unit as well in terms of damage dealing, HP regen consistently and stuff like that. I think she is a little bit better there. It's a very tight affair between these two. I think the best way to put it is both of them can stay in S tier, again, not ordered, and then we can come back to it and maybe deliberate further, maybe do some testing between the two, see how it goes. Obviously, ideally, you'd run both at the same time, but of course, more often than not, you're running 2 DPS units and 1 support unit in game modes like event ranking, Uncharted Battlefield, and so on and so forth. It's not really the case of it's one or the other. It's not a case of you run both, sorry. It's case of one or the other, right? So that's also something to keep in mind. Now, Belle is the next unit we're going to be talking about here. And Belle, I mean, based on his single target damage, easily, arguably triple S even, I would say, because of his single target damage dealing effectiveness. You know, if you put him in a boss stage in story mode, or if you put him in the raid, amazing unit, right? But the more you use them in other scenarios, event ranking, in, I don't know, in game modes like score attack, in potentially even game modes like Uncharted Battlefield, not Uncharted Battlefield, sorry, but I mean kind of Uncharted Battlefield, but also in game modes like Magic Stone Scramble and Battle Arena, I feel like his effectiveness goes down just a teeny tiny bit. He relies quite a lot on those Realis buffs to get that maximum damage outright, and you know, in cases where the auto AI is using him, it's not very smart. It's not going to really utilize those Realis buffs effectively. So Uncharted Battlefield, you'll see a weaker version of this Belle. Same with Battle Arena in a way, right? Then of course you obviously have Magic Stone Scramble, where you have to build up those stacks, but it isn't easy to build up those stacks in what is effectively a chaotic game mode, especially towards the end. Of course, you know, nobody plays the game mode, is a different part altogether, but it's still a game mode in the game you have to consider. And then if you go into event ranking and also score attack, two very similar game modes, the key issue with this unit is that his range on his first skill and second skill are absolutely atrocious. At least his special arts, or special move I should say, has a lot of range, but he himself, in his first two skills and his normal basic attacks, it's atrocious. So, and to me personally, I think the maximum I can give him is double S, to be quite honest. And I'm looking at it objectively. If you're going for a very niche role of him being an absolutely fantastic, single target attacker, he goes into double S. I mean, this man is capable of hitting nearly 1 million damage, if not 1 million, when you are at max level, max awakening. So to me personally, I wouldn't see a real problem in putting him up there. But again, I don't know, man. I feel like just because of how niche that is, right? It's such a niche sort of role. For now, I have to keep him at S. Maybe if the game starts adding way more single target bosses, right? Say, for example, they decide to replace Magic Stone Scramble with a deal as much damage as possible to a boss in order to get, a ranking reward effectively. Sort of like Record Buster and Dan Mimo. Bro, this guy's easily a triple S, honestly, low-key. Potentially. If there is more of an emphasis placed on single target events in the near future and single target game modes, I gotta put him in triple S. But for now, just based on how even it is, or if not more lenient it is towards units that are capable of dealing damage across multiple enemies and stuff, where Christmas Eyes reigns supreme, Green Eyes also reigns supreme still to an extent. I think, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit harsh. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Maybe I'm being a little bit harsh in that regards. I feel like I am being a little bit harsh in terms of putting him in S. I know I've been, yelling out how good he is. But if I'm being realistic and I'm being more objective about just seeing him how he is in every game mode, I feel like I have to place him a little bit lower. Let me know what you guys think. Again, this will be ever updating, right? You can let me know if you guys disagree with it or agree with it. Depending on what you guys say, I'm willing to push some of these units up or down, depending on, if your argument makes sense. So let me know in the comments. I'm curious to see what you guys have to say down below. Now, we move on to the scene card tier list because, of course, this update did not feature any sort of assists, and it seems like, based on, the evidence we have, that there is going to be no assists for the rest of this event. Tomorrow's update doesn't seem to feature, or we don't even know if there is going to be an actual update tomorrow morning. We don't know if there's going to be a data download or anything, but assuming there isn't, and they're just going to switch on the EX stage and ranking battle practice stages, that means there's going to be no new unit coming out tomorrow. They didn't mention anything on their social medias or anything of that sort, so it does seem like there's no new unit coming out tomorrow. Maybe next week, but even then I doubt it because event ranking is starting next week. So I highly doubt them starting like a brand new, I doubt they'll start up a new banner just as we're getting an event ranking. It's not usually what gacha games do. But anyways, no assists for this event. We're going straight into the scene cards. Now, the scene cards are all very interesting. First and foremost, I'm going to have to put this Yandere Eyes up into S tier immediately because effectively what it is it's this scene card with Seer, which increases or, decreases, I should say, the cooldown for your special move by 100% at max limit break. This Yandere Eyes scene card is exactly the same, but it's for your techniques, not your special move, which, in my opinion, for certain units, is even better. I mean, it's a great scene card for a unit like Christmas Eyes, for example, to be honest as well, right? Who relies on her skills to deal that extra amount of damage. So I think that this is a really strong scene card, and I have to give credit where it's due. They've absolutely nailed it with that scene card release. It was something that I didn't think actually that, we would probably get, but I don't know why I didn't think that, because it just makes so much sense that they would obviously release effectively the special move scene card, but for techniques. It would have inevitably happened, right? All right, let's move on to the other summonable scene card, which is effectively the same scene card as the Asfi one right here. So we gotta put it up there. But this one is, of course, for water units. Really strong scene card, of course, increases special move damage for water units. Absolutely fantastic. I mean, we know how strong special move scene cards truly are in this game. The next scene card we're going to take a look at is the Battle Pass one. Once again, this will go straight up in here. It's exactly the same as the Earth Damage one. It's the exact same as the Fire Damage one, which I still haven't added into this tier list. That's my bad. I will add it very, very soon, but that's on me. I apologize for that. But it goes straight into the tier list with the other Battle Pass elemental damage scene cards. It's just an easy option for a lot of players, and I know we have this one technically, but again, it's just one out of like many scene cards that you can pull for. Maybe if they do drop another scene card, another water damage increasing scene card, I'll probably drop this one down, or just generally if they drop more elemental damage scene cards in the near future, I'll probably drop them down. But for now, that scene card is still a really good option for players who are unable to obviously summon for the other water damage scene card. And not to mention, it's a very solid scene card in terms of stats, you know, HP, STR, intelligence, and dexterity all split pretty much evenly. It's not bad at all. And then finally, we have the event scene card, the free-to-play scene card that you can get from just farming the event. It is, of course, only for water units and increases magic by 24% at maximum. I think that this will be an A plus sort of like scene card, because in my personal opinion, well, one, it's a stats increase. It's not the craziest thing on the planet, and not to mention it doesn't even give an in status bonus as well. For some reason, it just gives HP and strength in its base status. I disagree with that. I think at least if you wanted to give something, go intelligence, so that the percentage increase is going to be higher accordingly as well, right? I think it would be way better, but okay. And then the next thing is it's only for water units as well, so it kind of limits your options a little bit as well there. So I think for me it makes a lot of sense to put it in A plus instead of S or even an A, to be quite honest, because it's still good. It's a free level 50 scene card. You've got a lot of stats going there, but yeah, just to keep in mind that it's only for water units, and also the stats are a little bit wonky in my personal opinion. Now, let's go over to the adventure side and see what the JP players have to say about these brand new adventures. So we'll start off with Bell and see where they've ranked them. I think it's gonna be A still. I doubt they've changed it. No, they put Bell in S. Okay, so they have put Bell in S. Okay, we'll see how it goes. Bell is an attacker whose technique 1 is a narrow area attack centered on himself. Technique 2 is a long range straight attack, and his special technique or special move technique is a ranged attack that covers a wide area in front of him. The attack range itself is relatively modest, but it is unique in that it grants a magic buff, obviously Realis and everything they're talking about here. But yeah, really strong unit. I still maintain he is the strongest attacker in the game, but that's only in terms of raw strength. He doesn't have that versatility that a Christmas Eyes does, in my opinion, in terms of dealing with multiple enemies, of course, but that's just down to his range, really, more so than anything else. We move on to Lefiya, who they have ranked at A, which I personally disagree with. Now, of course, even the developers themselves have said that they want to still make support units better and better and better. I think that this is the direction they need to go in with these sort of units. I feel like they've nailed it with this Lefiya, but I don't understand why the JP players don't really like her that much, in all honesty. Let me see if there is something in the text that they have. Lefiya is a support adventurer whose first technique is a straight line attack while healing all units. Second skill is a lunge attack, which gives a magic buff to all allies, and it is characterized by her high support power. Although the firepower is modest as it is a support weapon, its normal attack is a long range attack, so it can be used as a firepower support when you cannot get close to the enemy. A very good point that they make there, actually, and one that gives me a little bit more push for Lefiya in terms of her being a bit better than Haruhime, because Haruhime's normal attacks aren't that long range, to be quite honest, whereas Lefiya's are decently ranged, which allows you to generate your technique and special move gauges much faster as well. So in my personal opinion, I think that's another thing that gives Lefiya a bit of an advantage, in my personal opinion. Then they go on to talk about the special move, of course, where you get the field effect, which gives water damage, HP regen, and also Realis as well. And then at Awakening 1, you also get the general damage increase as well, right? So I think that that is something that they've at least given credit for. But yeah, I don't understand why they've only gone for an A here. Maybe they feel like that Realis boost is only for one unit, so it's not that great. But I don't know, I feel like the rest of her kit is still good. And it's not like Realis can't be used by other units. The consumption of Realis can only be done by Bell, but you can give the Realis buff to every unit in the game, allowing them to get that 10% intelligence buff as well. So again, it's just a case of in which I'm like, nah, I feel like you're going kind of underestimating, I should say, this Lefiya, in my personal opinion. I'm not a big fan of this. I feel like they've gone down the wrong direction there. Let's take a look at some of the scene cards. I want to see what they've done here with the scene cards. So S tier for this one. Yep, makes sense. This is the water damage, special move damage increase, of course. Evil Smile, I assume, is the Yandere Eyes one. I assume this is double S. Yep, there you go, double S. It goes straight in line with the Seer Scene card. They obviously put the Seer Scene card and the Scene card a tier above everything else in the game, which I can understand as well. This one is A. Makes sense. I've given an A plus, so close enough, basically. Close enough. I don't think they've ranked the Battle Pass Scene card, have they? I don't see the Battle Pass Scene card for some reason, and I don't know if we can find it. Can we go by scene card? Scene card list. Let's see if we can find the scene card list so that we can actually check it out and see if we can see what they think about the new scene cards. Let's see. Yeah, they've not added the Battle Pass scene card. I wonder, I guess it's because, well, technically they've not, I guess they've been getting all the scene cards with the Battle Pass, right? So I guess it's gonna take them some time to actually get the scene card in game. Well, purely because, well, one, the Battle Pass has just started today, of course, right? Obviously, I've saved up my tickets to buy the Battle Pass scene card compared to, I guess, them, because, well, one, I wasn't interested in the action skill card scene one, or action skill boosting one, the one that we got a couple of months ago with Hephaestus and Miak and all, the Knight of Familiar Pride, this one. I didn't get a lot of it. I got only one copy for collection and then just said goodbye and started going for the next ones. So maybe that's why they don't have it ready yet, because it's literally the first day of the game, you know, launching the new season of the Battle Pass. So yeah, let me know what you guys think anyways about the tier list. Do you guys agree, disagree? I'm actually quite curious to see what you guys have to say about Belle and Lefiya. I'm gonna put them together for now. Doesn't matter, like I said, it's not in order, right? But yeah, do you guys agree with Belle being at S as well as Lefiya, or do you guys think that they should be higher or lower? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please be sure to leave a like down below, subscribe to the channel, and I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, take it easy, everybody. Bye bye.